testifying gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaking. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because God had translated. For before his translation he had this testimony that he pleased God. Hebrews 11:45.
Is a man named Morning Soul. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. No matter if you get far. You better tune in quick or you might just miss the best show this side of the sea. Is a man named Morning Soul. 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 Is a man.
And grand rising. Good morning to each and every one of you that have come to share and to participate with us here on the MacMan Morning Show. Grand rising. Good morning to all of you, each and every one that's given us this opportunity to come to you wherever you are, whether you're in your cars, your places of business, or whatever you're doing on this grand day. It is 3 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. We're live right here, live and direct each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, right here on Mac Media 3. And we're grateful to be here. It's a blessing to have uh, another day to get it right. I like to say good morning as we call the roll each and every morning. We like to say and continue. I'm asking that continue to pray for Deacon Alvin Moore. Deacon Moore, 88 years old, he's doing wonderful. We just want to keep our uh, deacon around. Always got to have some wisdom and on certain things, and it's just good that we could always reach out to the good deacon and get his wisdom, and we really appreciate him. Apostle Anthony Reed, Sharon Reed, section leader of choir two. Alice, the blessed child of God, she had an appointment today. She had some things that she had to do. She's not going to be sharing with us on this morning. Brother Lee is coming around. He'll be on his. He's here. He's just preparing for uh, this morning. That's our wonderful co-host, chief commentator here has been stuck with me and sticking with me. Not stuck with me, but he's sticking with me for these past uh, this past year, and we're breaking forth into a new year. I like to say grand rising to each and every one of you, all of the graduates of 2025. Congratulations to you. They're having graduations and getting everything ready. Everybody's celebrating. And we'd like to wish all of our graduates, young and old, whether you're in kindergarten, Head Start, or you have reached higher learning in college, achieved your dreams and as to continue your dreams and aspirations for your future and your future will be bright as you continue to go forth and go about doing what we do. Grand rising to each and every one of you that are in the chat, uh, and even the ones that are our brothers and sisters that's in the bushes. We like to say good morning to Diane Black and to her wonderful family and her husband. I mean, not her husband, God forbid, to her wonderful father that's at home listening to us. Good morning to all of you. Diane Black going to be the next Congresswoman of the uh, first congressional district of Mississippi. We sure need a change in D.C. I don't know. You know something, folks. I'm going to drop a couple things about what that disgusting person is doing. It is sad how our country has come to a point where even though as black people we had to fight and claw our way to where we are now, and now we have to continue to fight and claw our way to the dreams and the aspirations that we have, but we're going to keep on pushing. I'd like to say good morning to all of you, our supporters, our friends, and well wishers, and even those that don't wish us well. That's all right. I don't mind. You got to have some people that's on the hater raid somewhere, but I don't worry about that. People are going to be people. They're going to do what they do. The Magman Morning Show is designed for the masses to receive information and inspiration. We're getting ready to make some changes in our platform at the Magman Morning Show. There's some changes that you'll be seeing on starting on Monday. You're going to be amazed at what I come up with. I got to prepare for it. I want to let our audience know, and let me let you know this. Um, we have a tremendous responsibility as broadcasters and reporters and people that are in the media. uh, what we call mainstream 257 and your local channels and those networks that are around, they're not going to give you the comprehensive coverage that is needed to be informed. So that's why we're here. This is an opportunity that a lot of people don't have. You say, why is that? A lot of people take it as a joke being on the air, and people will say and do anything on the air, whether it's to get laughs, giggles, talk about somebody and treat people wrong, or whatever the case may be. Uh, we have some people that just have those ways. And let me explain something, and let me say something to y'all. You can't change folks, so stop trying to change them. Stop trying to change people that have been designed uh, to just reap havoc on folks. It's a sad indictment that that some people don't have anything uh, better to do with their time or their life other than try to reap havoc on somebody else's life. And it's already bad enough that we have to fight and scratch and scrape to get by, and it's not hard. It's not difficult for us to understand that some people just you just got to leave them where they are. We live in a society and in the world today that people have let common sense fly out of the door. They don't use it. They don't have the ability to. Even when I heard certain things on, and I'm going to lead up to our lead story today about the justice system. There's some disturbing things that happened on yesterday in this region, and we're going to talk about the Tyree Nichols verdict. We're going to talk about what in the world happened to justice in America. 4 white men and 8 black women said that these men were not guilty of unaliving Tyree Nichols. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But before I get to that main crust, I'd like to just greet all of you and tell you that, just to tell you that it's the times that we are used to are not going to be anymore. The things that we are accustomed to, they're getting ready to be unbalanced. We have a person that's in the White House that is totally incompetent of the job, can't do it, don't even, not even qualified by any length. But the people voted for him. And for those of you that voted for him, don't get mad sending me messages, getting all hateful and evil, because if it was Barack Obama, I'm gonna say it again. You can like and subscribe if you like. For those of you that are in the bushes that's just sitting there, that's okay. You're welcome to be here too. But spread the word. Just tell everybody. Say James is on the air. The Magman's on the air, and he's talking and he's letting people know what's going on. Now, tell the truth. Don't tell people I'm saying something that I'm not saying. And for those of you that think I say something that you may not like or what or whatever, don't get mad about it. Don't get mad about it. Um, I'm a journalist. I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right. And we have a right as a people. If this is only one of the rights that we got to keep on, and you really don't have First Amendment rights. If you say the wrong thing to a police officer or somebody that has authority, it looks like they have taken on this persona that they can do and treat us as people any kind of way. I'm not going for it. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And I'm not going to just sit there and just say, "Oh, non-violent." No, no, no. You're not going to put no holes on me. A dog. You're not going to shoot at me. You because you don't believe. People don't believe black folks got weapons too. Okay, so don't play. Get you one. I'm going to say it. Get you something to protect you and your family, because people, they got guns. People. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I, I've been trying my best to keep the dialogue to a point where the YouTube streets will be pleased, but you can't hold me back from what I'm saying. One, I'm not getting anything from you. It doesn't profit me any to you're providing a service, and I appreciate what you're doing. But as far as this is why I say to our supporters and to the people that are listening to me, whether you listen on a regular basis, whether you tune in or whatever the case may be, that if you support this show, it's not gonna cost you your arm and a leg to support. People say, well, I've seen in times past, what you like, you'll support. So if you like us, support us. It doesn't matter what the amount is. All I'm trying to say is that we have to, as a people and as a media outlet, we have to continue to put out the information that you need. And let me tell you something, folks. If you don't listen, we tried to, before the new year came in, we were talking about Project 2025, this document that they got together. I think it had already been it's already been designed, and they're implementing it. And anytime you look around, and I don't know why people still got their heads in the sand, but if you see these people are trying their best to take us back to a place where and I'm not going. I don't care. They're going to have to come on with it. I'm not afraid of him. And then look at this man. Have y'all seen him on the news? Have y'all seen him on some recent reports? I know y'all in them YouTube streets and looking at folks and everything. Don't you see how he looks horrible. He's a deranged individual. I'm going to say it. The man is mentally incompetent to be the president. And the 25th Amendment, is that right? Come on, somebody help me out with that. Foxy's on here somewhere. The 25th Amendment, if I'm right about it, should be implemented. You cabinet members, you folks that sitting around that table listening to that foolishness and that Elon Musk, now he's gone. You ain't heard too much from him because why? His pockets have been hit. Oh yeah, everybody got them raggedy cars of his. Them old look like I don't know what it looks like. I mean, you come out of there and it looks all funny and everything, and you supposed to be riding up. It don't even look like you can get in it and get out of it quick. But yet and still and all, he's charging all this money and saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that. He's taking over the space agency. He's going down in a part of Texas and creating him a whole city. So just because you got money and you got wealth, let me explain something to you. There's somebody that sits high and looks low. If you think you're going to do God's people this way, and I'm telling, and those of you that are afraid to acknowledge God, shame on you. Shame on you. I'm going to acknowledge him, even though I'm a journalist and a broadcaster. God is the head of my life. Jesus Christ is my savior. He died for me, not just on Easter when you get your eggs and your jelly beans and things like that. It's deeper than that. Folks, you better grab hold to what you know is right. You better grab hold to that thing that grandma and grandpa, mama and daddy told you to hold on to, and that is your faith. How are we going to make it? We're going to make it with our faith, folks. We act like we can't acknowledge God. And that's the problem now. We don't want to. I'm not coming here and telling you my philosophy, my theology, my theological thinking. I don't have any. It's just God all the way. We have to stop trying to play around with these people. This is the devil. This is the devil's world. He's the head. He's one of the children. We already know that anytime you go after a race of people, that black, white, or anybody, you go after them and telling people that you're superior. This man got in the Atlantic magazine. Those of you that know about the Atlantic magazine, and he said, not only am I the ruler of this nation, I'm going to be the ruler of the world. And what does that sound like? This man has actually said, I hope y'all hearing me and hearing me well. See, we got to take the kid gloves off and stop trying to be politically correct. This man is an idiot. This man is not qualified. The orange man is not qualified to sit in the White House and in the seat of power. And the people that are enabling him, remember, there's a reckoning that's going to be coming. What's that reckoning? That reckoning is get your voter registration card. Don't just get the card, get out there and vote. Don't just vote. Study who you vote. Let's go to voting right quick. I'm going to run this show like I'm supposed to, which is decent. I do the best. Let me explain something. Let's start with the South right quick. I'm going to do a couple of things and I got to do, and I'm going to acknowledge. Let's start here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. I ain't going to Lambert today. Let's go to Clarksdale, Mississippi. This is Little Red, y'all, Big Red's Blues Lounge. Big Red was his father. His father was a legend and in the city of Clarksdale, not just because of his blues club, not just because of the entertainers that he know, not just because of the people that have knocked on the door and you had fun and everything like that. That's not the reason. This man right here has been an advocate, one, in education. He started in the education field, teaching and mentoring young people, young men and women, helping them get into college, helping them to get their foot in the door as young people. One teacher, I'm not talking about all of them, just one stood out, went for and got and won the seat for state representative. And he went to Jackson, Mississippi and told them and was and is and always will be a staunch advocate for education. Now the orange man is up there trying to destroy the Department of Education. Now let's look at that just for a little bit as Brother Orlando sits there. You know he's trying. He's going to be the mayor. So let's leave the mayor up here just for a little bit, and I'm going to get to what happened on yesterday in our region. But I just want you to understand this one thing: the people, the white folks in I'm going to say it, the white racists in Clarksdale, Mississippi, the ones that are still left that didn't leave and abandoned the city, are talking about our brother Orlando. Now, let me explain something to you people that are there that are against this brother. You're not going to beat him. That's number one. So you might well get that out of the way. The person that's running against some old undertaker running around going to get bodies and different things like that, they'd rather put the undertaker in there instead of putting somebody that has a working knowledge of government operations. Because you riding the meat wagon around and picking folks up no matter who they are. Yeah, that's your job. Stay at the funeral home. I ain't gonna mention his name. He know who he is. Go to the funeral home. How you gonna criticize somebody while you sit back and go along with Donald Trump's agenda? He's the Republican. They're going around Clarksdale, Mississippi, saying "Make Clarksdale great again." Y'all don't fall for that foolishness just because somebody got a white face. People in the South, you are free. The Emancipation Proclamation freed us from slavery. We got our rights, we got our voting rights and everything, and we still trying to kiss the white people's behind. Yes, sir. That's Mr. So and so. I know an alderman right now, and I'm gonna mention his ward. I don't want to mention his ward right now. I ain't even gonna get. I think it's the second ward in a little town that I know about, and he's married to a political leader in his town. I ain't gonna mention who that is, or mention they know who they are. They listening in the bushes. He probably just went off, or they knocked him off of the counter, and he feels, and he's in love, and he needs the approval before he goes into the council to vote on the things that matter to the people of his constituency and his ward. He goes to the white people that don't give a dog about him and asks them what their opinions are. And he knows exactly who I am. Listen here, people. You don't need the approval of white people to get your life together. Or we don't need their approval to get our community together. Stop looking to them for giving us the answers for what we need. We still fighting. We ain't going nowhere. We're still fighting. You got on Kamala Harris's back, and some of you black people didn't even vote for him. Now y'all hollering, we don't want the black woman. We want him. And then you picked him. It's just like what happened in the Bible days. They said, the Lord say, I gave you judges like everybody. Well, we want a king like everybody else. Everybody else got a king. And we sitting around here with these judges and these priests and everything. We want us a king. And God said, you sure you want it? What you want? We want the king to give us a king. Well, he gave it to you. And what happened? Down through history and down through the line. If it wasn't for David and Solomon and some of the others that obey God, look at what happened over there to the Jews. They didn't even want to even recognize Christ. They still don't. Oh, hey, no, Jesus, we over here, we still waiting for him. You still waiting for somebody that's been here, left, and on his way back. And so that's another horse of another color. I just like to set the record straight. We fail to do our due diligence by sitting on our ass and not doing anything. And then we'll complain. Yeah, I said ass. Oh, they ain't paying me. Y'all ain't support me, so that's okay. Even if you supported me, I'm still going to say it. We got to get down to the bare bones about this situation that's going on in this country. That orange makeup dripping, looking comb over, whooped hair, dumb, stupid, don't know what he's doing. If it wasn't for the $400 million that his father left as an inheritance to him, he wouldn't have had nothing. He blew that. Then he went around lying and scheming and conniving. Y'all on the air talking about St. Patrick's restaurant being unstable and cheaply made. Liars. Trump Tower is a cheap building. He cut all the corners in his buildings and did corruption. Ain't nobody said nothing. This man said, I'm destroying what education foundation that black people had. Ain't nobody said nothing. I'm going to take away the Section 8 program and the food stamps, and y'all ain't going to be able to get a whoa. You can't take our Section 8 from us. Please, sir. Don't take our welfare and our food stamps from us that we have to do that we do. Oh, don't do that. Now, those things we get nervous about. Oh, I lost my Section 8. Well, you know something, you sat at home or you didn't vote. And for those of you that did vote and it didn't work out, God got us. But then with the decisions that are being made, that's why you got to know who's in office. You got to know who's running your government. You have to know who's in charge of picking up your garbage or where you get your bills paid and who's putting the tax assessment on you. We don't even know those things. Oh, but if it was P. Diddley and who he's screwing and the sissies and all that other side. Yeah, I said it because I'm about sick of all of this old foolishness in the black community. We're the only community that can't get along with each other. We're the only community that's fragmented. I'll go back to what I said on yesterday. I said that that other communities, other communities stick together, and we're the only community that don't. Good people, brothers and sisters, I hope you're hearing me and hearing this cry loud. We have a whole lot of work to do in our own community. We won't even support each other. That's enough. And I support you, Brother Mayor. He's going to be the mayor. I support him. Okay? Not just because he's my color, but the man is the most qualified one to take over the job. And if you don't think so, that's your business. Okay, you ain't got to, but don't be letting the white folks beat up on the mayor. Y'all let them people at the Clarksdale Voice, yeah, I said it. Oh, we don't want him. Go ahead. Way to go, Scotty. We don't want Scotty up in there because Scotty think like Donald Trump. He's thinking like Donald Trump. That I wanted to call him something. I sure want to call him something because he's not even worth being called. I ain't even call his name. Y'all know that orange joker, that old raggedy orange rapist. 34 felony counts, and y'all won't even give a job to a person that's trying, done their time, done everything, but we won't give them an opportunity. We'll talk about people like that. We'll talk about our brothers and sisters that had to get in some that got in some trouble and had to deal with the white folks. When you have to go to court and you ain't got a lawyer, you can't afford it because why? The economy is not in your favor. And we got to go to the public defender. We go to the public defender and he tell you to cop out. You sitting there weighing out. We won't send you to jail, but you'll have this X on your back. If you fight it, we going to give you the max. What kind of justice is that? I'm talking about black people right now today. This is Thursday. Right now today in municipal court in my vicinity, there will be, I guarantee you, more black people in that courtroom than it is white, and there's a white, and the white majority is running this town. Everybody on there is white except one black woman, and that's in the 5th ward of of my particular area. One person. Then they switched up and tried to get somebody to work in the office, and then they hired some of these old jackleg police officers that's just like these the officers in the Nichols case. So don't be thinking that you white. They don't like you. They don't like you. We trying to be their friend and go to dinner with them and all that old stuff. Them white folks don't care nothing about us. We still the Negroes. I say Negroes. Y'all know what I want to say. I don't want to even say it. Y'all know it. So why we keep playing with folks? This is my friend. And we're this and that and this and then we trying to be like them folks. Them folks don't care nothing about us, our businesses, our people, our well-being. If they could blow us up and take us off the map, they could, but they've been trying for centuries. Don't they realize that we are the original people that were created and made in God's image and God's likeness? That's why they don't like us, because we made and we look like God. We look like truth. They skin burn. Ours don't burn. It might turn a little red, a little dark in the summertime, but we can handle it. We're beautiful people. We're wonderful people, but we try to be something that we're not. We're trying to be like them. I don't want to be like them. Ain't nothing about them that I like. I'm made in God's image and his likeness. I am who I am because God made me. Yet and still in all, we got people that hollering that they Christians. That goes for Catholics and the Catholic Church. They slaughtered people all over the world. And now they're sitting there in a room to get somebody to run they head of their church and their nation. They sitting there now, everybody sitting in the square looking for the smoke to come out the chimney. So what you gonna get? If he's black, he's white, or whatever he is. I'm talking about the new pope. Y'all got some pope somewhere in your vicinity. Everybody want to be a pope. Now, there's some people that are qualified to be bishops. There's some people that are qualified to be church leaders. But then there's some of these jokers that go to the costume store, go get a chain and a cross and a ring and throw it on their chest and go get one of them old colored shirts and say, "Oh, I'm the presiding bishop. I'm the archbishop." What the hell is that? Oh, you mad? Now y'all mad, y'all hot, y'all because I'm talking about these heathens. That's why we in the situation that we are. Let me take you off, Miss Amir, because I'm about to say some stuff that it really doesn't. I'm not saying anything negative, and I don't have to cuss. My vocabulary is such that I don't have to. But sometimes, folks, after looking at what happened here in this region on yesterday, which could have caused a dangerous situation for those real police officers that are trying their best to do the job. We got idiots such as this. I'm about to pull these jokers up. Mm-hmm. The 3 police officers got acquitted for killing a man on video, not Rodney King. Somebody was sticking the camera out at that time and say, "What in the world is going on in our neighborhood, dear? They're whooping somebody. Oh, they're whooping a black person." If it wasn't for the video, that family wouldn't have never got some kind of justice. I'll be back with this story and a lot more. I got some stuff to talk to y'all about our new project that we're going to be doing on Harvey. I got Brother Lee and our guest that comes in from her own platform. She has her own platform, but I thank you for being a guest and taking out time, Miss Foxy 3 Roxy, Foxy 2 Roxy 3. That's her program. Y'all put it in. Alice isn't here. I got to find out how to do that. And we're here and we're going to talk about it. I got a little more just to say. I'm going to go to a quick commercial. Y'all get mad if you want to. I'm going to broadcast and do what I have to do. The freedom that you have doing what we do, the freedom that you have, you can tell the truth. I'm like Martin G., my brother. Tell the truth, shame the devil. You know he ain't no good. The man ain't no good. Them folks ain't no good, but we're going to talk about them later. Hey, Keisha, the stylist is here. Good morning, grand rising to you, sister, and to all of you that are here. I'll be right back. I'm going to pay homage to my wonderful sponsors that have stuck with us. As you see, there's been some adjustments. We ain't going to talk about that. But let's go. We got a show to do. Come on here. Watch out.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection. And I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And we're back on the MacMan Morning Show, Grand Rising to all of you, 36 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock right here on this wonderful Thursday that we have been blessed to have. Grand Rising, good morning to all of you. Our panel has been, they're here. Excuse me. They're here. We have our chief contributor and chief commentator, Brother Lee is here, and our wonderful guest, she's here. Brother Lee's our co-host. Our wonderful guest commentators that comes on to give insight into the MacMan Morning Show. We'd like to thank Foxy, 2 Roxy 3. She's here too. But let me continue. I got to. I'm trying to line this story up before I bring our panel to you. This is what I was talking about. I want you to look at this real good. Now, enough is enough. I'm sorry. Thank you, Keisha the Stylist. I got your message. This is what I was talking about. These police officers, 3 of them, decided to go to trial in their state case. This is the Tyree Nichols case that shot around the world. For those of you that feel that the current events of the magnitude that we're talking about is not interesting to you, I appeal to you, those of you that have sons and daughters. This is prom season. The police is out. They're doing everything that they can to get every ticket, every whatever. They pissed off. They mad. Yeah, I said it. They pissed off. They mad. Somebody done hit them or threw the newspaper at their door the wrong way, and they got attitude. So guard your children. Put a track on them. Let them know, hey, look, I gotta keep you in range because we don't know what's going on. Get your bail money together because somebody's gonna get mad and upset. I'm talking about Memphis, Tennessee. Let's talk about Memphis. I like to greet everybody at WKRA 92.7 on the FM dial that carries our signal. Good morning, Grand Rising to all of you in Holly Springs. This should fit you all also. Tell your neighbors, your friends, this information that I'm about to give out before I bring our panel on. You need to hear this. And a travesty of justice, if there's such a thing, as Brother Lee would say, what is justice? I kind of agree with you, brother. What is justice? This is not justice. This is just plain, just insanity. 3 former Memphis police officers acquitted in the state trial over the fatal murder. It ain't they murdered him. Yeah, I said it. Tell the truth. Unalive. No, he got slaughtered, murdered, just right in front of our eyes, right there on video. Chased this young man. First of all, they pulled him over for no reason. It's alleged. Let me put my stuff up here. Oh, y'all get to hollering. You know, y'all so politically correct, but you're not politically correct to voice your opinion about what's going on in your hood. I don't know where but they post that they ain't no good. Not all of them, but they got some. They got this mentality that their orange man their leader giving them carte blanche to beat us and to whoop our heads and lock us up and shoot us and unalive and murder us. I ain't going for it. You come after me, you better come on with it. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm about sick and tired of people thinking that after all that we did, after all the work that my grandparents, my parents have done and slaved for you jokers, that you'll sit here and insult us and say, we're going to make it great. What is making it being great again when the police, let's talk about what a police really is. A police officer was nothing but a slave catcher. Had authorization to go into certain jurisdictions and go and retrieve what they call us as property. If you don't like it, that's your business. hmm We property. We were property. Just like your dog, y'all call your children. That's property. Your dog. The dog in white folks' houses get treated better than black people on the street. You can have a degree, a doctorate degree, and have a company, a business, and live in life and being a leader in your community and being an example. And they'll make you feel like you're nothing. That's what they think that we are. I'm going on with this here. When the news shot across the news feed that this had happened, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm going to say it again. I could not believe it. They were free on bond from their federal case. So they were on bond with this case too. That's why you seen them all dressed up. They were patting each other and they were hugging each other. You know what you did to them. Oh, we got away scot free. No, 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 no. You're going to see and meet the opposition when you get to the federal joint. See, they figured that if we get to the federal joint, we'll go somewhere where they'll protect us as, they protect policemen and all those celebrities and those high profile criminals. They got a certain place like Martha Stewart. Let me tell you this. Martha Stewart, inside trading, made a whole lot of money, should have been locked up like Paul Madoff and any other crook, and they'll lock you up. Whatever you doing, Ponzi schemes or whatever that she was doing, billionaire white woman, and they sent her to the country club. Then when she got out, she got with what she really wanted to get with, and that was Snoop Dogg. Don't y'all know that these white folks envy us, that they want to be like us? Y'all be careful about the people that I know there's some folks in my family. I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all know I ain't talking about y'all, but there's some folks you ain't got no business hooking up with. Cat Williams tried to tell y'all, say as soon as you get popular, they're going to give you a light skin, bright, damn near white wife and this and that. I'm not talking about people that are light skinned or whatever the case may be, but this is the perception that they got out or they go get them a white wife. I ain't saying that you got a white person in your life that you're wrong or anything like that, but most white people are some evil folks. I went into the store the other day. Policeman was there. I was sitting outside and I was waiting to go in. I was going in and the man looked at me funny and everything. And who you think you are? See, they was looking at me while I was going in the storehouse coming in and all that. I said, you got a problem? I ain't got no problem. I just looking around. I mean, who you? I mean, why do you think you can intimidate me? We're gonna go back to that in a couple. I ain't going back to that. I ain't gonna say no more. But back here to the Nichols trial. Now these jokers got here, and what they did was they had 8 black women. Lord have mercy, 8 black women and 4 white men. White men probably was laughing that he got whooped and unalived. I'm gonna be nice. But they were rooting these guys on. Let me take that out. There they go. All 5 of them. You see the one that's smiling? He did the most work. My man over in your right hand upper corner, he took a plea. The man in your lower left corner, he took a plea. He knew he did wrong. I better minimize my problem, and I'm going to testify. Them other jokers, other 3, sat there, celebrated, talked, laughed, probably had a good meal, went out and did everything else. But the parents of Tyree Nichols still are suffering. No amount of money will bring back a person's life. No amount of money can replace your loved one. It's good to have. It'd be nice to help the family to get along and everything and to do. But this young man was slaughtered right down the street from where he lived. Young man just trying to live life and do things and help people and go around and do what they need to do. Good morning, Diane Black. Good morning to you, ma'am. Good morning to all of you. And Diane B., I'm trying to be nice. And, that's why we need you in Congress so we can stop this orange man from destroying Mississippi. Yeah, Mr. Trent Kelly, is talking about retiring. He's having a big party over in Washington, and he called his delegation of the first congressional district Republicans to come and celebrate with him about the army or something like that. But he knows that that orange man ain't no good. But he's with them. All of them racist. I don't support him. He's not my president. I didn't vote for him. We ain't his people, according to him. We ain't Americans. And I'll get to that part later. Let me get rid of this Tyree Nichols thing that we line this up. These are the men right here. I'm not trying to hate on them. They look just like me, especially the dude up there in the corner. I don't like that other one that's smiling, showing all of his teeth over in the upper left hand corner. He was the main one kicking the man and kicked the man in the head twice. Y'all go and look at the video. And 8 black women and 4 white men said, "You're innocent." How in the world, sister? I don't talk about these women. I ain't gonna call them sisters. Something wrong with them. You mean to tell me you looked at all that evidence and think about it if it was your son or your brother or your husband or somebody that you cared about getting the snot beat out of them and murdered right before everybody. They had the camera above their heads flashing blue, and they said, "We didn't know that it was a video up there." That goes to show you shouldn't have never been a police officer. Just because you apply and you get through don't mean that you have the temperament, sirs and madam, to do the job. Yeah, I'm talking about them. How dare they? And then it could have caused a situation for the innocent officers that are driving and trying to protect the community. And you're right, Keisha the stylist. It was somebody got paid off real well. There's no way 3 black men accused, I don't care if you were police or whatever, 3 black men got off because you know why? The young man was black. If that young man was white, they wouldn't have even made it to court. They probably wouldn't have never made it to court. They would have been castrating them and doing everything. Oh, but when you go and kissing the white folks' tail, yes, a boss. See, when you got in trouble back in the day, and you go get your boss man or the man that work on the plantation, you get in any trouble, and they say, "Please call my boss man, Mr. Boss man. They got me up in here," and you go get your Negro. 12 years. What was that movie? 12 Years a Slave. Y'all like Netflix, but y'all like P. Diddley and want to listen to Oochie Coochie and all that stuff what he be doing with the sissies and the punks and things. I want to sit there and listen to all of that. 12 Years a Slave. What happened when the man, he was the talk of the white folks. Oh, you played the violin. Wonderful. And then the slave master called, "Play that fiddle for my guests, and we're going to drink mint julep and stuff on the porch. You play for us, we give you 50 cents. And then this is a classically trained violinist. Now, 12 Years a Slave, he sat there, they made him whoop folks and hurt folks and do all kinds of things that he was doing. That when the white man came and got him, "That's my friend. Don't you know you can't take that piece of property?" They said, "Oh, I'm so glad to see the master." They was at the trading post. They were at the trade. I don't care if you don't listen. That's okay. I don't have no problem with it. See, because you know what? They're closing our eyes to our history. They're closing our eyes to our heritage. They already took our name from us and everything. Now here we are. We beckon down to them. I'll be damned if I do. Yeah, I said it. Somebody's got to speak up and say something. Our sons and daughters are getting slaughtered every day. Something is happening, whether it's by people in our community or outside forces. They loaded up our community with dope. You go on every street in the hood, you can get crack. Now they putting the guns out there. Couldn't kill you with the drugs. Now we're going to put the guns. How in the world do a kid at 12 years old get an AK-47? And ain't got no job, ain't never been nowhere, but y'all taught this kid how to shoot the gun on the street. I had little kids that walked past me, had a backpack. And they unzipped the backpack and pulled their little toy guns out. And the little boy said, "What you know about this switch?" I could have knocked him out. I said, "Little boy, you better carry your tail on down the street somewhere." Then they went to shooting the little guns like they were shooting like the folks that they see. Stop trying to influence these kids to be hoodlums. They already trying to be rappers and stuff, and you see the homosexual and how the faggots done took over the hip hop. And I'm not talking about you just because you like somebody of the other sex. That's not me. The God I serve tell me that that's not for me. That may be for you. That's fine, but that's not for me. I don't want to hear that garbage. But we want to hear that. Young kids walking around here can't even sign their name talking about what you know about this switch. Little boy, you going to go right to jail. If not jail, they're going to be the Undertaker. And I ain't mad at him. The Undertaker making good money. Might have to find out how I can hook up with him, drive the limousine or drive the hearse. I ain't going to pick up no bodies or nothing like that, though. I drive, once y'all get through with them and everything, I drive the hearse and everything for you. Ain't no problem. You know, there ain't no problem with that. But it's just really ridiculous. Now I'm going to shut my mouth. I think I said enough. I had to get that off my chest. You all know what was going on. It's a wonderful thing to be in broadcasting, and that you have Roland Martin. Thank you, brother, for all that you have encouraged me to do. Because we are some scary ass folks. We won't speak up. We won't say anything, but we'll let people treat us any kind of way. How in the world could you find these people not guilty? They beat that man with batons. They were so stupid, they sprayed mace in their own face and got mad and kicked that boy in the head, beating him, dragging him. Give us your hands. Both of them got your two buddies got one arm and one got the other. How are you going to give you something that you already got? Then they threw what they call them cameras, them cameras that they got. They threw them cameras. They tried to alter it and everything, but there was somebody else that was looking. Good people, I believe that we got more sense than that. Nobody's coming to save the black community. I'm going to say that one more time. Nobody's coming to save the black community. They're going to take everything or try to while we sit at home and talk about our vote don't matter. I bet your vote matters now. I got voter registration forms. I send them to you. You need to go to your county clerk's office and get yourself situated. We need to stop telling these people our plans and go on and do them. They had a white, no, I ain't going to go there. I'm going to keep that to myself right now. I keep all them bullets because I will tell on folks how they really are. I got Foxy 2 Roxy 3 is here, and Brother Lee, our chief commentator and co-host of our great show. I know I've said a whole lot, y'all, but let me say this. Alice said, "Hey, Alice, I just talked about you earlier." Welcome. I know you had an appointment, but Jay, she must have heard it. Said, "Boy, your boy going off over there. Y'all better come over there and get him." Lee hurry up and popped up. Say, "Oh Lord, I hear him." And Foxy, y'all say good morning and grand rising to the guests, to our audience, to our participant. Hey, Brother Lee, our co-host. Hey, Brother Lee, come on, say grand rising to the folks to get me off of here. Oh. Wait a minute.
Great day, everyone.
Okay. I'm going to bring you in. Come on, Foxy, say, hey, y'all scared over your mouth?
No, I was waiting for Brother Lee to come on.
That's it. Okay. How are you? Listen. All right. Ladies first on this one. All right. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. After seeing this verdict, 8 black women, unanimous verdict now, unanimous. 8 black women.
8 stupid
and 4
women.
white men. Okay, well, I'm going to give you a 10. Come on with it, Foxy. I know you've been waiting to talk. Come on.
Man, them women, what? Man, come on. proof right there in front of your eyes, and you couldn't see it. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles would have seen it. God bless his soul. Would have seen that. And you gonna sit back and say they not guilty? Really? Man, I was if I was there, I'd slap all of them, all eight of them, right upside their head. What are you thinking? But then again, like we
Then they'll
said,
arrest you for and put you in jail for hitting the police or something.
no, I wouldn't hit
I'm
the
just
police. I
saying.
had every one of those. Look, hit every last one of those dumb women sitting there. But I really think that they're afraid to speak up. A lot of
Foxy,
times,
wait. Let me ask you this though, real quick, before you. But I didn't mean to stop you. What would it have? I don't understand
well,
where they came up with this verdict. Hmm.
a lot of women, black women, in some of these towns or some of these states that's are more predominantly white, controlling the states, are afraid to speak up. They are afraid to speak up. I know when I lived in North Carolina in certain areas, the black women were, they still maintain that seen and not heard. Really, seen and
Seen,
not
you say seen and not heard. Huh?
and they go, it's just the way it is. You got to calm down, honey. You don't make don't make no problems. That's just how it is. They still with that mentality. They still feel they're enslaved. That's the problem. A lot of our blacks are still feeling like they enslaved. And when I
Mm,
had to move to Charlotte because I was living in the middle. I had moved from the eastern part of North Carolina to the middle of
mm-hmm,
North Carolina, and I found out they were almost as worse as the eastern part of North Carolina, to the point I had to go all the way to
mm,
Charlotte for people that
mm,
think like I think because I'm from the north.
mm,
So it's a
mm.
lot of them are still feeling mentally enslaved. They are still mentally. That's how it is. You don't make no problems. You don't know how it is. You just gotta go with go with the flow. Don't make no problems.
But you
You're
know
right.
something though. But I mean, you presented with the evidence. It's sitting there right in front of your face, and you mean to tell me that out of seeing all of that evidence, out of all that you saw, that you still found these folks not guilty? Where
Because
did that come from?
they still feel okay. They're still afraid to say anything or go against the system. They're still not understanding they're free to a certain degree. You still have a voice. We're not standing up for our people. We're not standing up for nothing. We're still sitting back. Just go with the flow. Don't make no problems. So those ladies don't want to make no problem. Probably some of them have husbands that has that mentality. Don't go in there running your mouth, and don't go in there saying this, and don't go in there saying that. Just go in there and see and go with what they say go with, and they got to go with what their husbands tell them. So a lot of those women are probably under their husbands that's bossing them. They don't have no voice when they're at home. They don't have no voices there. I'm not saying all. Listen, what I said. Some women still uh, be under control.
Yeah, I'm wondering about this. This is what's disturbing me. I mean, it's right in front of you. They slaughtered this boy, this
Yes,
young
they
man.
did.
I mean,
They they
on
they
video.
and they still, and that's what gets me. I would need to go back and look at when they did the verdict. How many said yes and how many actually said no. You know how they do the count afterwards to see who
It was
actually said.
unanimous. It was unanimous. They
Okay,
all
then that
voted the same way.
and wouldn't surprise me. What was it? Three or four white men?
Four.
Four white men. How much you want to bet that they get and pressure them in that room?
Hmm.
My son last year, no, a few years back, was in a certain part of North Carolina. I'm not going to say the city, and they
Okay.
came there to march in the time when Floyd was killed. and unalive. Let me correct myself. Politically correct.
He was
Unalive.
killed. He was
And
murdered.
yep,
Killed. I said, you ain't got to worry about it. They ain't giving us nothing. We ain't worried about all that. Come on.
he went to a certain city in North Carolina, and they I told my son, don't come. You and your guys don't march. Do not come to that city and march. I said, because the problem is when you go back to where you all are at, they still got to live there. And that means that the police is going to harass them. Some of them are still going through that. You got to realize where they was at in Tennessee. Tennessee. We
But
ain't
they
in
was in. But they was in Memphis. Why couldn't
okay.
they pull the jury pool from from where it happened? They wanted an
Okay.
outside. And now they did this. I think that the maneuver was that they did this because they knew that this probably happened. They knew 9 times out of 10 they would have got a black jury of people
Mm,
that actually lived there and probably had experience. The Memphis Police Department is notoriously racist, even though it has a black chief. Yeah, because you got somebody, a figurehead up there. Somebody behind the scenes had something to do with this, Foxy, and got me thinking about what Keisha the stylist says. There's some bags going around. What you think?
okay. Okay. You already said they're racist. Highly racist.
Mm-hmm.
They still
Mm-hmm.
got to those 8 women got to live in that town or city. They
Well,
got
why
to live
serve on the jury if you scared? Why you serve on the jury if you can't give your impartial opinion or your verdict that you want to give, but you scared that if you do this, that they coming after you? It make no sense to have a jury system then,
because
right?
if you don't come to jury duty, you're gonna get locked up for contempt of
So you're
court.
damned if you do and damned if you
And
don't.
exactly. So they
All
had to
right.
go.
All
That
right,
means
brother Lee. I want to.
go
Oh,
ahead,
I'm
brother
sorry.
Lee.
Go ahead, Foxy, with your no, with your point, Foxy. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
You
was
gotta
doing something else.
realize. Look, I had got jury duty here in DC. I mean, I was selected.
Oh Lord,
They
DC.
so yeah, they wouldn't select me. They wouldn't select me.
They would select you. What'd you tell them? Hang
What?
them.
No. When they came in and asked me, could I be impartial? I said no. They said,
Okay.
okay, we're not gonna select you. I said, no problem. Have a good day.
Okay. Have a good
I
day.
could be an impartial. It's just that I didn't feel like being bothered because the case that they was having me on was petty.
It was some brother Lee. A topic that me and you have talked about this past year of broadcasting and even in person, and you've even sat me down as a young man, young boy. He told me what not to do. What, James, be careful going here. Don't you say this. Watch your tail. Be in this house. Oh, I remember you saying it. We didn't let the street lights hit us. We had to face Lee and everybody else at my house. We didn't do things. Me and my little brother. God bless his spirit. We had to abide by your rules. It was the reason that you told us to get our tails off the street. Brother Lee, this broke my heart, man, because that young man could have been Savaye, you, me, anybody, man, and bring tears to my eyes almost because I looked at this, the actions that happened so many times, man, and I said, how in the world could they do this? Come on, Brother Lee, I got to hear that. They've been waiting for you. Come on, Brother Lee.
Well, great day, everyone. New beginnings. I like to say this, to what Sister was saying, that there may be some intimidation from their men, but I'd say that's not true. You can't get 3 sisters to agree on anything at the same time. It's rare to get them to agree on something that would hurt their future. And the thing is, the intimidation, yeah, if you said it was in the 60s, 50s, I'd say yeah. But we're talking about social media here. Why was it unanimous? That puzzles me too. Uh, you know, that that in itself makes me wonder because I would say, and I don't like saying this part right here, Black leaders. I don't like saying black leaders because that's non-existent, I think. But anyway, the so-called black leaders would have stood up and said something on social media, on the media, that this is an injustice and we have to prosecute this to the full length of the law. And it wasn't done. The facts were there, and without question, they now unanimously voted to acquit these people. And that puzzles me in itself. You know, that dumbfounds me. We had the majority, and we chose to side with the minority on that jury, and that that puzzles me. Maybe there was some intimidation there. I will not rule it out. For them to look at the video and then see that there was nothing wrong. And I go back to what I was saying that Brother Farrakhan had mentioned, and I don't agree. And I did. We tend to disagree and disagree, but you're going to do that with anybody. But I would say I agree with Brother Farrakhan on this aspect, is saying that these law enforcement people should carry insurance. If they had insurance, then this it's a good chance this might not have happened, because if you have to carry insurance as a police officer, as a law enforcement officer, that means an insurance company has to cover you in order for you to work in that capacity. And that's the thing about this, is that they have no accountability. And when you know that, management is going to back you up and union is going to back you up, what the heck you got to worry about? Their superiors are going to back them up. The people that wear the white shirts that's not in the union, they're going to back them up. And then they got the ones that's in the union, they're going to back them up. So who backs up the people that you serve? And see, that's the thing. You have to, okay, let's put it like this. You're on a live someone. You're on a live someone, and then it's two things going on here that we didn't mention this. You want to live someone, okay, at work. You want to live someone at work. So that is beyond. That's a court case. That's a criminal act. You want to live someone at work, and then you did something totally against the rules and regulations of your job. Now you got two things that you have to face. But in this case, in most cases, they don't bring up the two things. If you want to lie to someone, or you put physical harm or whatever on someone, that's two cases. That's not just a police accountability thing. That's a criminal case. When you unalive someone at work, here's the thing we don't understand, we don't mention, is that when you inflict bodily harm on a citizen or anyone while you're working and not working, because you're 24 hours, you're on duty no matter what, and you're accountable to your position, to the job that you hold, and you got accountable to the citizens of the United States. Here's the thing: it's a criminal case and it's a civil case, and it's a job situation. It's a police case as far as the rules and regulations. You're breaking the rules and regulations of your job, not only the criminal situation that you have put out there by doing what you're doing. See, that's the thing. They got two things going on here. You worked against your job regulations, clearly on video. So, and then over here, you did something criminal, clearly on video. And you're getting away with both cases. They should be facing it as far as a work situation, a job situation, and a criminal situation. Because just because you were cleared on a criminal case, you still got a job situation here. You still got a civil situation going on here. So you don't get away. You have to go through three gauntlets before you are totally exonerated. Yeah, they've been exonerated in a criminal situation, which they shouldn't have happened. And then you being I don't know if they exonerated on a work case situation, or which are
No,
rules
no,
and
no.
regulations.
They got civil. You are exactly right, brother Lee. They got civil suits that are pending. The federal sentencing is going to take place because this is over. They wanted this to be over, but they are facing upwards of 20 years in prison. Each of
Yeah, for
them,
federal.
the ones that took the plea, there's a possibility. Now they're not going to get off scot free, brother Lee, like you were saying. They still have those people that turned state's evidence that were suspects in this, and they were actually involved in this that testify against these guys. Do have state. They pled guilty, and their plea bargain, and then eventually, I'm pretty sure that those that testified are going to go and do some state time. But these three that got acquitted, they won't do state time unless there's an appeal by the prosecutor. Go ahead, Brother Lee. I'm sorry. I
Hey,
just had to
listen,
interrupt.
listen. Let's get to this here thing. We talking about federal, state, and local laws they have broken. See, we just mentioned the court case. You got state, federal, and local laws that they've broken. See, it's a state law. You can't kill it. You can't unalive anybody. It's a local law. You can't unalive anybody. There's a federal law. You can't unalive anybody. So you got three things under three jurisdictions that you have broken a law. And then you got the job situation where you're supposed to be reprimanded by your job. By being a police officer, here's the thing. You should supposed to be suspended without pay. I'm pretty sure that I don't know if that's happened. You should be able to and that's supposed to be a blot on your record. I mean, you may have to go through a lot of hoops on your job as far as that. You'll never be a police officer again in the state. The state, that's and then it's a federal situation. If you are alive and maybe you acquitted of what? The thing is they got so many hoops that they have to jump through. And it's sad that it's unfortunate that we had some black folks on that jury or unfair. What you call whether they black, green, or
It wasn't
blue.
just some of them. They
It,
had eight
it,
black women.
that's what I'm saying. I understand that, but
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter what color you is. Justice should be there, and they're showing that these African Americans, these Africans in America that stood up, and we always talk about putting more people on the jury, and this is just a microcosm of what's happening. Is that okay, black folks? We get a shot at this, and for you, I don't know what the circumstances is. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they maybe were pressured in some way and can't say. My goodness, there should be an investigation on whether they were coerced, and that hasn't been brought up. I mean, the state's attorney should do an investigation and make sure they were not under duress when they made these sentences were handed down in this vote, because I would say it's a good possibility that they were coerced, and the state's attorney should look into this. And the thing is that you got the wrong mayor. Don't blame the superintendent of police. I say the buck doesn't stop with that person. The buck stops with the mayor because the mayor appoints the superintendent. So you
He
can say,
does.
"Oh my goodness," So you look at the mayor you voted for. You look at the mayor, how the mayor sets up the structure for the police department and how it's ran, and you see how it's being ran. Then I'm sure the mayor of
Memphis.
Memphis, Memphis. If I'm not mistaken, the brother he's a black, he's an
Yeah, he's
African
a brother.
American.
Mm.
And see, and that's the thing. You get garbage from what color. It doesn't matter what the color. You have to hold them accountable. See, that's the thing. We get garbage. People are walking ahead and walk the streets of any city without having this happen. This is craziness. You should be at the mayor's office, not at the superintendent. You shouldn't be at the police stations complaining. You should be complaining at the mayor. We should get petitions and have him removed before the election. We shouldn't have to wait for this. Get enough petitions and have him out of there. It's a constitution. You got rules and regulations that you can oust them, and you can bring up
Yeah.
an early election if you get enough signatures and get this criminal, which you call your mayor, out of office.
Yeah.
He's a criminal. He's corrupt. He's yes, he's actually working against you, the people in that city in that area, not just
Hmm.
the people. Listen, this is not just about the people that live in Memphis. This is about the people who drive through Memphis, the tourists
Hmm.
that come to Memphis. So
Exactly.
this just doesn't affect just Memphis. People say, well, it affects that town. No, it affects anybody who drives through Memphis
Come
trying
through.
to get to somewhere else, trying to go to Memphis to see what's going on in Memphis as far as a tourist. Somebody's
Hmm.
visiting their family members in Memphis and lives in Texas or lives in Michigan or lives in Wisconsin or lives in Birmingham or lives in any one of these places. That's the thing we should look at. We should stop living in this fog and see things clearly everywhere because
That's right.
this affects everybody everywhere. People in Washington, not Washington, D.C., people in Washington, the state of Washington come down to Memphis. People in California come to Memphis. So when you thinking something is happening in your state, something is happening in your town, only affects your town, it affects everyone. That's what I have to say.
Come on, Foxy. My thing before I bring you 8 black women now. I got to throw this at you. I ain't mean to do it, but I got to. Eight black
I know.
women.
I
Eight
know.
black women, mothers, sisters, aunties, cousins. There's somebody's partner, friend, something. You
I
mean to
know.
tell me? Wait, I got you. You mean to tell me that a mother, you a mother, ladies, y'all mothers out there, got children, especially your sons, you pray daily that nothing happen, and you please do, because we don't know what's gonna go on. But these 8 women, I ain't talking about the four down there. Them four could have acquitted them, but if these 8 black women would have stood together and say they can hang the jury, it's okay, but we make a statement that we know and we feel that this person, based on this evidence that you presented, is guilty. What happened in the deliberation room, Foxy, with these women? What happened? Did the white folks finesse them or something? What happened?
No,
That
I'm gonna
you
be
think
honest with
that
you.
you
I
think
don't
happened?
feel. I don't think they finessed them. You know, okay, you only had four white men. They might been the look. I could say that might have been in the room. They might have, you know, kind of said some things, kind of, how they call in the windows to kind of suggest to them don't mess up. But most of them, I think, now this is just me from living in some of these cities that is highly prejudiced. It's hard to be a black woman and speak up and still live in that city. And you got to look at some of them women might been working, don't want to lose their jobs because they went against it. They don't want to get harassed or their sons harassed or their family harassed because they went against it. These cities that's prejudice will harass their family. They will harass you if you speak up. And I've seen it for myself how they will harass a person and pull them over for no good reason because of what they did. So that might have been going through their mind. Is it worth me or my son or I got sons, my sons to be harassed because I went against those officers. Now, they say the blues hang together. Those police officers hang together. Take my word for it. Police officers hang together. Look how many beat the guy up. All of them hung together. And police will back each other up. They back each other up better than we back each other up. And they would sit back and turn a blind eye to abuse. So these women have to live with in that city and deal with that. Now I'm not
Well,
saying it's right.
I would say this is ridiculous. This is
Huh?
absolutely ridiculous. What you just said is ridiculous. And
What
you
was
saying
ridiculous?
that It's ridiculous because black folks get harassed all the time, regardless of what we do or say. So to say that they're going to not get they're not going to get harassed because they go with the flow with the white
I
man
didn't
who's
say,
shown that
I
he
didn't,
can't keep his word.
I didn't say
Yeah,
they wouldn't get harassed. There's a lot of, you get more harassment. You
more
have
harass. How much more harassment can we get?
okay, brother. Okay, brother Lee. You thinking about your life or wherever you been. I lived in certain lives.
I live. Listen,
I,
sister, you don't know where I'm from because I'm from the ghetto of the K town of Chicago, one of the most dangerous places. You don't know where I'm from. I'm from K town.
Okay.
I'm
They ain't
from a
fussing, y'all. They
neighborhood.
just having a
So no,
discussion.
no, I'm just
Go
telling
ahead.
you. Before you say where I'm from, find out because I lived in that hood. I lived where police just stop you for no reason, put a gun in your mouth. So don't tell me where I've been because I've been there. I felt it. I had
brother
white folks
Lee,
spit on
calm
me as I
down.
walked by.
Brother Lee, calm down.
I'm
Calm
not
down.
calm. I'm calm. Listen, you talking like the police now. Calm down. Listen, I'm excited because this is an issue that should be said.
I
And we
understand.
should be excited. Listen,
I
we should be
understand that.
excited about
We,
this.
we,
And
look, we should be able to talk, brother, not yell at each
yeah,
other. I'm not
no,
yelling
no,
at
no.
you.
We're not gonna yell. But the thing is to
That's
say
why I was just saying,
that
calm down. Your
women
volume is
are
extremely high.
women are afraid. Black women are afraid. Since when black women been afraid?
Oh, have you not met? Well, let me be quiet. Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Shut
When
up.
have black women been afraid these days?
A lot of black women are
Oh,
afraid. And I'm going to
Listen,
give
let
you
me tell you, my sister. More black women get into men's faces and act like they're a man more than they used to. They'll
okay.
tell a brother what's going on in a minute. They'll get up there and they'll talk about what they want to talk about in a minute. They're not intimidated anymore. Sisters
Depend.
are not intimidated anymore. Listen, 90%, over 90% of the voters that black women have voted for Harris. They weren't intimidated.
Brother
None of them
Lee.
was afraid about what their husbands would think because you know what their husband did? Their husbands or their husbands voted for Donald Trump. So the sister said, regardless of what you think, my husband, I'm going to vote for Sister Harris. So they weren't intimidated by their man. They stood up and voted for their convictions. Now, when it came to this jury vote, I'm giving women the benefit of black women the benefit of the doubt that they may have been coerced, harassed, intimidated. That's what I'm
mm.
saying, my sister.
And I was trying
So
to
I
explain.
got to I got the most faith in the sister that she's gonna do what's supposed to be done. Sisters are not afraid. They don't walk the streets anymore and they cower down. They speak up to a brother. More sisters are masculine than they are feminine
Uh-oh. No, I
Brother
mean,
Lee.
uh
because
oh, in that way. Let me
and
let me
they
do
grab
something
her.
real quick. Hold your thought real quick, everybody. We're gonna go a little bit extended. You stick with us. Don't go leaving there because we here for. We might extend it. You never know. But we're gonna extend it a little bit. I want to do something real quick. I got to do these commercials. We want to say hey to our sponsors. Hold on to that thought. This is the McMahon Morning Show. We ain't going nowhere. We got to get this out. This is very, very important that we have this discussion. Those of you that want to have it, we're going to have it. We got Brother Lee, our co-host and chief contributor, chief commentator here, and we have our wonderful guest, Foxy 2, Roxy 3. And y'all don't forget, y'all go to Foxy's page and go over there to Alice's page, and we're going to support them. Listen, we're going to come right back after these messages. You're listening to the McMahon Morning Show. We'll be right back, right back. Everybody just hold on a second. We'll be back in, wait a minute, let me get this off of here in just a couple of seconds, folks. We'll be right back.
on to have a good time, yeah.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection, and I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know. Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And we're back on the MacMan Morning Show. I'd like to say good morning to all of you. I got a quick programming note for tomorrow's show. On tomorrow's show, we're going to be having a very special guest. Alderwoman Colby Chapman will be here with us from Harvey, Illinois. This alderperson this is the person that we were talking about that was manhandled by the police department in her community. She's an alderwoman. And there's a call to justice, and we got to stand up. We got to stand up and support all of the people that stand up for us on let me see what this date is right here. It's right here on the flyer that they have here. On May the 12th, that's next Monday, at the Harvey City Hall at 6 o'clock. They're asking for supporters of this wonderful alderman, and she has a lot of supporters. They will be there. We're going to carry this meeting live at 6. We'll start broadcasting at 6 o'clock on Monday evening, and we're going to look in and see what's going on. This is our next. They're doing a great job over in Dalton. Give them people an opportunity to take care of their business, and we commend them and congratulate all of them for doing what they do. But we're going to support the alderwoman in her quest. It makes no sense that we still are manhandled and treated like we're nothing. And see, the atmosphere is getting ready to shape up that there's going to be confrontation. Be very, very careful, folks. Don't let nobody set you off. Just let's do what we need to do to stand together as a community. Once again, I want to thank you all for your support and thank you for participating with our show. For those of you that are staying here, I have Brother Lee, our co-host, is here, and we have Foxy 2, Roxy 3, our wonderful guest that's here, and we're going to continue our conversation. We got to do this on the developments that had happened here on yesterday with the verdict that was brought in not guilty unanimously against the officers that violated and murdered this young man right before our eyes. I have Brother Lee, like I said, our co-host for the MacMan Morning Show, and I have our guest commentator who's here, Foxy 2, Roxy 3. She's here. Y'all go ahead and continue your conversation, and we got about 5 or 6 minutes. Y'all split it up amongst yourselves, but let's continue our conversation. Go ahead, y'all.
Well, sister, go ahead.
Well, I was saying that it may have been caused I know when I lived in North Carolina, and I know you probably tired of hearing me say North Carolina, but I did live in North Carolina. I got pulled over in a very prejudiced city, and they pulled me over and said I had two IDs, two driver's license, which I didn't have but one. They arrested me on the spot, took me downtown, kept me overnight, stood before a judge, case dismissed. But the reason I was locked up because I didn't have a seatbelt on in the parking lot. I hadn't even moved out of the parking spot. I put the seatbelt on in the parking spot, put the car in drive, and drove off. And he pulled me over, arrested me, and said I had two driver's license. The judge investigated, found out I only had one driver's license, and she let me go. Case dismissed. So I know about being arrested for false reasons, but it was in a very prejudiced state. Well, after that, I mean, city. After that, I got pulled over constantly because I won the case, and that officer lost. So every time I turn around, I got pulled over. So finally, I let my husband drive. He started getting pulled over. That's why I know about it. You can get harassed. Not only are you coerced, I got pulled over that one time. I kept getting pulled over to a point I started catching the bus to keep from getting pulled over anymore until I moved from the location. And when I moved to Charlotte, I didn't have no more problem. But some of those prejudiced cities will harass you with the police. Each officer take turns harassing you if you go against their fellow officers. And I know it from experience. You've been pulled over. I'm sorry you got pulled over that way. And I really, my heart goes out to you because I don't wish that on nobody. But I don't wish what happened to me on nobody either. But I was just saying that's the possibility that you can go through. And that I was saying it out of experience for myself. And I was
I
stating if
understand.
that went through me, that might have gone in their mind. I'm not saying it did. It might have been other reasons we still today don't know unless they speak out on their own. But otherwise, we really don't know what was going through their mind when they were back there in that room. We really don't
Well,
know. We're speculating what we think was going through their mind.
yeah, yes, we are speculating, and I like to say that, uh, and I say this, and I can probably talk to a lot of brothers on this one. If a brother, if he got a driver's license, he been stopped. If a brother has a driver's license, he's been stopped, and that's the thing. And the thing is about I've been harassed by the police department many times. I've actually had my neighbor call the police on me. She's a white woman, and she was on the police force actually. Actually, she was one of those uh, s- community police that you don't carry a gun. And she asked me to vouch for her because she was trying to get on the police force, and I did. Didn't have a problem with that. Seemed like a good neighbor. And then she called the police. Soon after she got on the police force, she called the police on me about my dog. She said my dog pulled her dog through the fence. And the police came, about 4 or 5 officers came to my house and said she filed a complaint on you. And I said, well, what did I do? She said, well, your dog pulled her dog through the fence. And the supervisor went out there and looked. He said, that's not even possible. So, and she had 7 dogs. The ordinance in our community is that you can have only two. She had 7 dogs. So I went down to the police station and I filed a complaint against her. And they told me to forget about it. They said, we all a community here. I said, but it was okay when she did it, but it's wrong when I do it. And the thing is, I wasn't afraid. I wouldn't, and I'm one of the few black folks in this on that block, and I stood up for the woman across the street because she was being harassed. I went to the police station for her. So just because they may or may not do something to me, I'm not going to lay down and let this happen to anyone that's especially African of American. So the thing is, I've had many instances where I was being challenged and with harm with violence by the police department, And I didn't let that stop me, because if we don't stand up for each other, and if we always cower down because we worried about what's something gonna happen to my kids or myself, and don't stand up for them because somebody else's kids. You know, when I see a black woman or a kid or anyone, I think of them as my family. I say, what if that's my mother? What if that's my sister? So I'm gonna keep quiet to protect my family. This is the thing. We are all family. And if we look at it like that, so okay, my family's in jeopardy. You know, what if that's somebody else's family? You know, I look at that woman and that kid and that man as my brother, my sister, my kid. Because we can't act like them. And that's how it happens. They know if they intimidate us, they intimidate all of us. And so we have to act a certain way. We have to stand up for ourselves and each other. See, because we're so busy trying to behave like them, we forget that we're not supposed to be here in the first place. And they'll
And I
never accept us.
and I
And
agree with you
so,
about that. I agree with you
you
about
know,
that. But there's a lot
I
of them
just,
out here are still afraid, and it's
well,
sad.
that's them. That's them. But see, sister, we have to stand up. We can't wait for somebody else to stand up for us. And that's the thing. You gonna So here's the thing: you can live a whole life and say, "I never did nothing. I didn't bother nobody." Well, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. That's a waste of skin. Because if you say you never did nothing to nobody, you always mind your own business. What's the point of you being on this planet? You think God brought you here just for you? Listen, He would have put you here one at a time. He would have put us here one at a time. If He wanted us to be with just us, just be by yourself, He would have dropped us here one at a time because He can do that. But He put us here together for a reason. And when we realize that, that's when we will move forward. And that's the thing. That's why this mayor of this town of Memphis is he's a problem. He's not the solution. He's a problem. And he will tell you when he runs for office again that it takes 4 more years for me to fix this. I'm going to tell you something. It's been 400 years and it's still not working. And that's the thing. A politician will always tell you he needs more time. And that's one thing we don't have abundance of is time.
Well,
And
you
that's
know,
the thing. We don't.
I want to ask
Go
you
ahead.
all before we, because we're looking at about 6 minutes. Let me ask both of you all with the and I want both of your honest opinions about it. I like how y'all talking and y'all conversating and everything because you know that's a good thing. But what what steps can we take? What can we do now? I've said some things and somebody just got raffled about it about protecting your family. I don't take that back. Listen, for those of you that are out there and you hear us and you're listening to the comment, we want you to hear us. We want you to hear what we're saying. Nah, I'm not advocating violence, but I'll be doggone if Barney Fife come up to the car and harass me, dragging me, and doing all these things just because I'm driving, not over the speed limit, or just because it's my day to get pulled over or anything like that. People are going to realize you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Dr. King, there was a person that back in the '60s, Brother Lee, that mom knew you used to talk about. His name was uh, Dr. C.J. Rogers, and he used to come on the radio on Sundays. And Dr. Rogers was uh, Mayor Daley sent a casket to his church and told him if he didn't stop talking about him, that's where he was going to be. He informed his congregation. He said, "I got my gun." He pulled his robe back and showed him. He said, "You better get you one." And every member of that church got a gun, and it was a little less pulling over in Bronzeville. They didn't know because this popular man, this leader, stood up and said, "We got no other choice but to arm ourselves." I'm not saying that. Let me go back and say that. I'm not saying that. But how do you feel about this situation? Because that's the cry that's going out, Brother Lee and Miss Foxy, in these last 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, me, I feel we need to come together. We need to form together. We don't, like Brother Lee said, we don't have no real leaders. We don't have no real leaders. So we're going to have to come together. We have to, a lot of people got to remember we're not slaves. We're not. Get out of that slave mentality and stand up for yourself. But now you look at, you can't even say nothing to nobody's kids. You can't say nobody in the neighborhood, hey, calm down, man, or do this or do that before they come and attack you. Or they get angry and start yelling at you. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of my face. Ah, 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 ah. So it's now we don't come together as a group. We're more divided. We're more divided than coming together. This is the time we need to be together, bond together, form together, and show them that we're not scared and we're not going to back down. But the problem is, you still got too many out here, and I hate to say it, in the southern atmosphere, they're afraid because they want to keep it calm and keep things the way it is because we don't need no problems. No, you need to make some problems. You don't have to be violent about it, but you still need to stand up for yourself and make some problems and let them know you're not going to take it. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all of them leaders, they fought and died for us. And we can't do that now. We got to wait for somebody to do it for us or lead us in it. Why can't we do it for ourselves? I stand up for what I feel is right where I live at. Where I live at, I stand up for myself. And I stand up for anybody in the building that can't. But I shouldn't be the only one. Everybody, all of us should come together. But I'm living in an apartment complex. They can't even come together without fighting. Men and women. Not just women, men and women. They yell over each other. They mad at each other. And I'm like, come on. You want something done, but you can't even come together to get it done. And it's only,
Mm.
look, it's like 75% of us is black in this complex. And we can't even come together in a complex. So if they can't come together in a complex, what make you think they're going to come together in the town or a
So yeah,
city?
I would agree with you, my sister. And I would
And
like
that
to say
hurts
you
me.
you are a good example of what should be done. And I will say that on the air. And
Well,
and I
thank
will
you.
say and I will say that on my block, and I've lived here on this block for a while, and I'm the only brother on this block. Only actually, it was a sister living across the street. She's not there anymore. But and I stand up for whoever's being persecuted. And if that sister across the street, I stand up for her. I go against all these white folks on my block, and they know it. I'm not ashamed. I walk these streets, and I let them know if something's going on that they shouldn't be doing. I tell them. I tell them to my face, to their face. I tell them I'm not going to take any mess off of them. Yeah, they like me or they don't like me. I'm not here to be like what trying to cower down to them. Yeah, is my life in danger? Probably so, but I can't live in fear. I can't live like that. I got to set an example for my grandkids, for the kids out here. I volunteer at the school down the street. And they have some black kids to go there. I go there so they can see a brother come there and stand up and tell them when they're wrong and when they're right and what they should be doing with their life. It's a middle school, and that's the thing. But the thing is that we got. I put a camera in my car. I haven't installed it yet. I got a camera to put in my car, so when I'm stopped, I got it last week, and I say I got to have this thing because I think we should all have this thing. It don't cost a whole lot of money. It costs a few dollars. You put it in your car, and when you stop, it gives you a sense of recall, of recording, to make them to see what's going on. And when they stop you, they think about it, or they don't think about it. But at least we got it. We can record these things because we're stopped too often now. You
Yes.
know, we stop about nonsense. They ask you the questions that they ask. They don't ask white folks. They ask you. I was asked, where you going?
Mm-hmm.
Where you live? Is this car
Uh-huh.
yours? Those are not criminal. Those are not questions you should be asking. It be where you going? What car you? Is this your car? Do you live in the community? I'm like, really? There's no laws being broken on none of those questions. So why are you asking me these things? And see, that's the thing. They try to intimidate. And I'm gonna tell you something. We should all learn our rights. Learn your rights. You have the right to remain silent. And when the police officer stops you, you ask him, am I free to go? Remember that. Am I free to go? When he's asking you those questions and you say, I don't answer questions, I have my Fifth Amendment rights, and you ask him, "Am I free to go?" If you're not under arrest, am I free to go? See, that's the thing. He kind of frustrates us, and we forget about our rights. Well, we have the right to remain silent. You have the right to not incriminate yourself. See, they try to question you to get you to incriminate yourself for later. The police, understand, I'm gonna let you go, Mac, in a minute. We have,
Okay.
listen, the police have the right to lie to you. The Supreme Court says they can lie to you. They can tell you a lie. They can say, well, somebody looked just like you, or did it, and you say, oh, no, not me. Don't answer that question because they have the right to lie to you to get you to give them information. So that's what
Exactly.
I like to say.
All
Exactly.
right.
And now
Foxy.
the orange man is trying to get them to put in law, and I
Mhm.
think the Senate not doing, but the House as House have not done it. But he's trying to push the Congress to give um the police immunity to anything now that they can stop and seize you and search you and all of this stuff.
Mhm.
And he's trying to get that into law. And and they're fighting so far. So far so good, but we don't know how long that's going to last. But
And I'd like to say this real quick. When
Go
the
ahead.
police come to your house, don't open the door. When
Leave.
they come to your house, don't open the door. Talk to them through the door. Don't open that door. They put their foot in that door. They gonna say you tried to hurt them. They gonna say you tried to do something. Don't open the door. When they come to your house, talk to them through the door. Unless they have a warrant, they could lie and say they have one. Talk to them
Mhm.
through the door.
Through the
Don't
door.
open
show me
your
in front of
door.
the people. Show me in front of the people.
That's right.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Make
right.
if
That's
you don't
right.
have
You're right.
you don't
You're
have a
right.
peephole, you
Go
don't
to the
have a
window.
peephole. Make one. Make a
That's
peephole.
Brother Lee,
But
you
see,
crazy.
Lee, something wrong with you, Lee.
I'm
That's
just
my
saying.
brother. That's Lee Mack. That's my brother. Lord. Listen, let me say this right quick as we get ready to roll. Tomorrow,
You know I
Lee, you're
love
going
you,
to
Lee,
enjoy this.
right?
What you say?
You know I love you, Lee, right?
You know, you and Lee, boy, I tell you, listen, I want to say this to you guys. Let me say this. We got a great panel. We have a great panel every day. And I thank you, Foxy, for coming in and giving us your time and everything. And me and Brother Lee, we be sitting here, and I know, my thing is this. My thing is this. We got some work to do, folks. And I don't know, and it even makes me even more happier that we got a platform that this at this point in our lives, this is our way of contributing and giving back and trying to give a voice to people that don't seem to have a voice. And when we come on, we're not here just to we ain't here to bash. I'm going to, like we say every day, we're going to bring you the information and the inspiration that we set out to do. Listen, we're getting ready to go. We did go over. That's okay. We're gonna do that again. I want to thank our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, my brother, my dear brother, I love you dearly, and my sister Foxy 2, Roxy 3. She come around here with us, and Lee got passion. That's what it is. And our voices carry because we come. Our mama's voice carry. God help us. Hey, Ida. And all of that though, but I'm just happy that we came together. Listen, don't forget tomorrow, folks. We're going to have a special guest coming into the Magman Morning Show. Uh, Alderman Kobe Chapman is going to come in and tell us about what happened to her and give us the details of her arrest. They not only arrested her, but they arrested her mother. We're going to hear. I've called the city of Harvey to ask for a response or to get some statement. As of now, as of last Thursday, I have not gotten a response back from the city of Harvey. I've given them an opportunity, even the invitation to the mayor to come on air with us because they say it's two sides to everything. But what we see, I saw with my eyes, just like I saw with the Nichols case. We see this with our eyes, but yet our mouths are closed. and my mouth is not going to be closed. I'm going to do what I have to do. We got people here that are not afraid. Foxy ain't scared of no damn dog. Be walking up on Foxy thinking y'all can walk up on Brother Lee and think y'all go,
Oh,
you go do something to us. We too old of a rats to be screwed around by mouth. I'm not saying we rats, but that's
oh,
what
by
my
the way,
uncle
Brother
used
Lee,
to say.
I got a pow
Go
pow
ahead,
up
Lee.
in here. Look, Brother Lee, I got a pow pow, as they want to say
Come
it
on.
like that. Yeah, I have a pow pow.
Well, Lee don't
Mine
like
is
guns.
lit.
Now, I got to tell you about my brother. My brother don't like guns. He say it ain't necessary for certain
Okay, I
things that
got
we
one,
do, Sam, them.
and I
But
got a pow
I
pow.
don't know
Yep,
what he got now. I don't know. I don't know what he got at the house.
I got a pow
I
pow.
love
Mine
it.
ain't the little one.
You got a or you got a two shot. You just said a pow pow, or you got one of these. You ain't got no switch or nothing.
No, oh, oh no, I got one of those. Just like you said, the second one.
Put it away. Put it away. On Friday's
Oh,
show tomorrow, we're gonna have we're gonna have Alderman Chapman's gonna be here. It's gonna be live here. Tell everybody we're gonna put the press out on it. Be back here with our co-host Brother Lee and Foxy. Come back tomorrow and talk with our guests. I'm pretty sure that you have some questions that you like to ask. We got to stand up, as Brother Lee say. We got to cover our sisters. That's our job. I know that so
also,
many
we
things
got to
have
do
gone
Flint
on it.
too.
Mm-hmm.
We
We
got to
got to
do
do what?
Flint too. We got to do Flint too.
Oh,
Flint is harassing their
okay.
people too.
Oh, Flint, yeah, you got to talk. They arrested Jedediah. You know that, don't you? Well, I'm trying to get, if you can, Foxy,
I know the
touch
evidence.
bases with him. Touch bases with him if you can. If you
Okay,
can reach out to some of his folks, I want him
I
on.
will.
I want him on. Yeah, I want him on. I want him to tell about what's going on. I support the brother what he's doing. He has a method that sometimes rub me kind of different, but it takes all kinds to make up what we need to do. It takes all kinds of us. We need to pull our weapons out of our box to use. That means if it's our voice and our money or whatever we need to do to make a statement and to let not just make a statement. We're not taking it anymore. Listen, this is the Magman Morning Show. We done went over just a little bit, but that's okay. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to us about that. Thank you for tuning in. We might go to 2 hours. I think we might go. We're gonna go to 2 hours. I said it already. We're gonna go from 9 to 11 and 10 to 12. That's what we're going to do over 12 o'clock over your end over there, Foxy. But we're going to go 2 hours if we have to. We're going to go in that range. So my sponsors are happy because they get an extra cut. Anyway, listen, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is the Magman Morning Show. We are here each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And we're here each and every morning. We want to thank each and every one of you for just sticking around. Hang with us. We're here. We're going to be back here, God willing, on tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to have our guest, Alderman Chapman, is coming on tomorrow, and we're going to talk about what they're doing to her over there. And we're going to talk. Hopefully, we will get next week. We'll try to plan them and get him in here next week. We're going to try to get Jedediah Brown, the activist that had really put the spark into things. He's got a way. I want to talk to him. I really do. I ain't gonna make. I get my chance. I want to talk to him. I want him to be himself. No restrictions. Let him know, Foxy. No restrictions. Just tell him to be nice and come right. He knows what to do. He's a professional. We're praying for him. I think that is he out now, Foxy?
Far as I know, he is out, but the problem
He
is
is.
falsely arrested him. He was out of their
Yeah, you
jurisdiction. He
right.
wasn't even in the Flint jurisdiction,
I
and they
I saw the video. I want to get that video if you can find it, and we can do a little editing to let the people see what they did to this. The police, the count. We'll talk about it on a little bit on tomorrow. Give me some information so that, and if you can get to them, that'll be great. Brother Lee and I, Brother Lee is going to be interesting talking to him because you'll be able to see what we're going to be, what's going on around about us. And I want to thank him for his advocacy and what he does. And I'd like to say hey to Sherry Burton and to all of you all that are listening. I didn't get a chance to say hi to. Listen, we'll be back here on tomorrow morning. And if it's 9 a.m. anywhere, Central Standard Time, y'all know it's the MacMahon Morning Show along with Brother Lee Mack and with our wonderful guest that's coming around here, and she got to be the police woman on her sometimes. That's Foxy 2, Roxy 3. I know I'm going to pay for that. But hey, y'all be good. We're going to get out of here. Love somebody. If you love somebody, we can spread love. Be here tomorrow, Brother Lee, and I and Foxy, we're going to be talking to Alderman Chapman about what's going on. Hey, keep safe, be safe. Watch your neighbors, watch your surroundings, and all that. And we will be back here on tomorrow. Y'all take care. We'll see you.
Is a man named Rolling Stone? Is a man named Rolling Stone? Is a man named Rolling Stone? Is a man named